we need to talk about Apple's budget lineup. If you picked up the iPhone 16e earlier in 2025, you probably felt that, let's call it a thud, when it landed. It wasn't a bad phone, but it had a glaring omission that made it nearly impossible for me to recommend to my friends. But the leaks for the iPhone 17e are flooding in, and it looks like Apple actually listened. We're looking at a device that might not just be a good budget phone, but potentially the best value in the entire lineup. Let's break down the specs, the controversial screen choice, and the one massive fix that saves this phone. First off, the design language. Don't expect a reinvention of the wheel here. We're hearing it's keeping the classic black and white colorways, simple, clean. It's sticking to that manageable 6.1-inch OLED size. But here is the visual upgrade we've been waiting for. The notch is dead. The iPhone 17e is finally rumored to adopt the dynamic island. This makes the phone look modern and unifies the UI across the whole generation. Now, before you get too excited, there is a catch. It is still a 60Hz panel. No promotion, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think this matters for the target audience. If you're a tech enthusiast, sure, you want 120 Hz. But for the average user, they genuinely don't notice it. But I want to know where you stand. Drop a comment below. Is 60 Hz a deal breaker for a budget phone in late 2025? Or is it overblown? Let's talk power, because the 17 lineup is getting a nice speed bump. We're looking at a 50% charge in just 20 minutes if you're using a 40-watt brick. Now, Apple announced their new dynamic power adapter and iPhone Air Max battery, and naturally, they cost a small fortune. My advice? Skip the Apple tax. I've been testing third-party GON chargers, specifically the Anker Nano series, and they crush it. You get a 45-watt charger that's smaller than Apple's and half the price. Plus, their magnetic power banks are still the MVP, 15 watts of wireless output and 5,000 mAh capacity. Compare that to Apple's official battery, which is slower and has less capacity. It's a no-brainer. Grab good third-party gear and save the cash. Alright, let's look under the hood. For the camera, it's keeping it simple. A single 48-megapixel shooter on the back. It's the same sensor as the 16e, but that's still a fantastic camera for 90% of people. The selfie camera might get interesting. The flagship 17s are moving to that square 18MP sensor, and there's a chance that trickles down to the E model. If not, it stays at 12MP. Performance-wise, we are getting the A19 chip. This is huge. It's the same silicon as the flagship, just likely binned, meaning it might have 4 GPU cores instead of 5. It's a classic Apple move to reduce waste, and frankly, you won't feel the difference in daily use. We're also hoping for an upgrade to the C1X modem. If Apple makes the switch from the older C1, you're going to see better signal holding and significantly better battery efficiency. Okay, here's the headline. The deal maker. The biggest failure of the iPhone 16e was the lack of MagSafe. Apple tried to spin it, claiming budget buyers just plug their phones in. That was nonsense. I know grandmothers, students, and non-techies who live by MagSafe wallets, stands, and battery packs. It's the best ecosystem feature Apple has. The leak confirms, MagSafe is coming to the iPhone 17e. This brings magnetic charging back as a standard across the entire lineup. When you combine that utility with the modern look of the dynamic island and the efficiency of the A19 chip, the iPhone 17e goes from being a stripped-down phone to a smartphone. So that's the roundup. It looks like the E series is finally growing up. But I want to hear from you. Does the return of MagSafe and the addition of the dynamic island make this a buy, or are you still holding out for the Pro models? Let me know in the comments. If you dug the update, hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one.